had some success, boys. This morning, we drove all the way to Lowe's in Newmarket, because that's the only place to stop. That's the only place that had these breakers we need. We got our 2 breakers. We are good to go. We also found a Dollarama over here, so we scooped up 4 new Hot Wheels. I'm actually not going to show you guys the Hot Wheels that I scooped. I'm going to try and buy as many new Hot Wheels as I can possibly find. But I don't want to show you guys them because I don't want you guys to be like discouraged if you already bought them and sent them or like anything like that. Remember, we were building like a massive Hot Wheels collection. I want you guys to help me be a part of it. So if you guys have Hot Wheels or you guys want to buy some Hot Wheels and send them to the PO box, the information's right here and in the description. You guys can send them over. I'm trying to get real ones though. We're not trying to get no Surf's Up stupid ass Hot Wheels. We're going for the real one. Anyways, thank you to everybody that's already sent some. I know you guys have been tagging me in some Instagram posts, and to everybody that is going to send some, I love you guys. I'm gonna have to test this out, just out of curiosity. Nice. That's all I wanted to see, boys. I realized I never really told you guys what was wrong with it, but I'm pretty sure it was just fuel gunged up in the lines because I took the lines all apart. And then it started running fine. It would only run on reserve. It wouldn't run on. Could have been something completely else and I just tweaked it while I was playing around, but I'm pretty sure it was something to do with the fuel lines. Also, what did I literally tell you yesterday? Look at this shit, boys. No snow. I told you guys that we were having trouble getting heat in the garage. That's why this morning was a very important morning. We actually went out and we were able to get 2 of these. They have the little Federal Pioneer logo on them. Apparently this company went bankrupt or like out of business or something happened to them literally 2 weeks ago. These things were super impossible to find. It took us forever. We found like the most random Lowe's had these things. We needed a dual pole, but they only had singles. We're just gonna do the classic shove the pin in there, turn these 2 into a dual, which means we can finally get some heat in here, boys, which means we can start making some killer progress on these cars. Because there's nothing worse than having a car sitting outside, being freezing cold, and I have to pull it in here and then work on it. Super buzzkill. And I'm sure you guys aren't surprised to see that I found some dumb heater at Home Depot, but it looked cool. And I was like, I'm gonna have to try this. You know, to be honest, I think it was this guy. This guy. If he didn't look so pleased with his, I don't think I would've got one. Like, come on, all I want is to install a heater and be like, that's just the I love it face. So it's not sponsored, but I know a lot of you guys probably wanna put like heat and like something cheap in your garage or shop or whatever, so I figured this would be kind of really cool to show you guys. I know that I'm gonna get ripped apart right away for using an electric heater. Trust me, I know. Like I said, as long as it makes me this happy. So we got a heater, we got a bunch of wire to go with the heater, we got our 2 breakers. And we got ourselves Christopher, because I just don't do wire. Oh, candy! Can we split this? It's all yours, bro. Alright, we got a little wireless controller.
Like, I'm curious really to see how much heat it pumps and like how it does. Like, once we get it up there, we're gonna have to like just like let it cook and just see what half an hour will do.
We were kind of going for like the cleanest, most effective thing we could find. So this thing's gonna actually get mounted like right up on the ceiling. So it's gonna be like super sleek. You're not really gonna notice it. It's not gonna like bake us like a tube heater would, because this garage is kind of small for that. Chris, the electrician, figured out a plan here. So the guy had the old furnace on a switch. We ain't doing a switch. We're gonna play a game of feeding the wires through the wall using the wires he had run to the switch, eliminate the switch. I'm not gonna explain to them because we know exactly what we're doing and we're licensed electricians. So why would we explain it, you know? We know what's going on.
Drilled through a 4x4 up in the attic so that we can fish the new wire up.
Bro, are you nervous about this like how this thing's gonna perform?
I don't know if I'm nervous, but like this thing here, depth in it, dude. We got 6 coils up in here. Really? You ever seen the back of a dryer? The back of a dryer has 1 of these. It's a little bit, the diameter's a little bigger, but this thing's got 6. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think this is gonna like cook the shop. No. But I think it should like give it like a nice warm.
When we were at Home Depot, we had like one of those Home Depot trips where we were at Home Depot for like 2 hours because we want to get a different heater, and then my garage doesn't even have enough power to get to that heater, and we went through like this whole thing. And this one had like 3 reviews, no YouTube videos on this, right? No one's ever installed this thing before. We couldn't find it at all. We couldn't hear it running. We had no idea what's gonna happen with this. And the reviews that were left on it were all terrible. But something inside of us was like, this isn't a terrible product. And we bought it anyways. And now we have a 2-star heater.
The best part is like how many people that like follow you have the same thing and they're like, you're wasting your time.
Oh yeah. So many people probably have this and they're like, yeah, that's a big pile of shit.
1 and 2 and 3 quarters.
We got all the wiring done in the junction box, everything's run over, and Chris actually cleaned this thing up like super nice. It says it's gonna take 28 minutes to learn the room, learn wherever it is, and it's gonna be on full blast. So this shit's probably gonna be like, out of 10, how loud are you thinking this thing's gonna be?
I wouldn't mind if it was like a 3.5. It's probably gonna be like a 5. Like.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably gonna be a 6. Are you ready for this? This said it came on max for 20 minutes. If that's as max loud as it gets, dude, I'm gonna buy 700 of these things. It says it's at 9 degrees. That's what it is in here right now. All right, we gave it its initial warm-up time. It didn't seem to shut off. I got this thing paired, which was super easy. And then I just like turned the temperature down on this guy to 11.5. You heard the heater shut off, and now the fan is running, I guess, to cool it down. Aha. Whoa, 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 what was that about? It did its cool down, and then during cool down, it brought its own temperature below friggin', oh my God. So here's what's happening. When we installed it, it said 9 degrees. And now it's telling me that it's been running for 45 minutes and it hasn't heated the garage up one bit. You little piece of shit.
Let's hook up an electric Dimplex ceiling mount heater and see what happens. And we realized that literally nothing happens. The temperature stays the same.
To be completely honest, this was not supposed to be a video. This was supposed to be like 2 minutes at the beginning of a Civic video that turned into like a full, almost all-night project. We were literally out here till 2:30 in the morning. Went way farther than I thought, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So I'm gonna post this and show you guys what not to do. This is something you're not supposed to do, okay? One of those things where like I spent so much money on this garage, trying to make it nice, trying to make it perfect, trying to get everything dialed in, and then I'm like, I pulled the classic thing that a lot of people do. You try to justify something that you know shouldn't be justified, and I was like, nah, propane, we're not doing that. We're just gonna get an electric heater. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. And it just wasn't. It just wasn't. Like we own that we're for buying this thing. Spend the extra money. Get the stuff that you know is gonna work well. So today I've messed with it for a long time. It basically doesn't do anything. It's funny because like the thermostat thing is here, but because it comes out of the side of there, it actually fools itself into thinking it's heating up the space, and then it'll just shut itself back off, and then the cord instantly cools down, and then it's like, nah, I gotta come on. So that was the first time that that's happened since I've moved home, that I've had something where like, bought something cheap, it was stupid, and I regret it. And it just set the pace for like, that's the last time I want to do that. Like that was a waste of an entire night. It was fun. I actually learned a lot. I'm actually extremely thankful that we did this because I knew nothing about wiring, and I'm not like by any means knowledgeable now, but I'm confident that I could have done that myself next time. On the bright side, I learned a shitload about electricity and wiring and how all this stuff kind of goes down. And to give you guys a little sneak peek, I went out and bought this big fat boy. So this is kind of the same idea as like the massive one that was in here when we bought the place, except it's way, way, way smaller and just as powerful. It's propane. I have a guy come in here to install a propane tank outside of the shop so that I can run this guy. This thing will just do an absolutely killer job. This is like a proper forced air heater. For everybody that says I should get a tube, I'm not getting a tube because there's no good clearance spots in here. There's always like something right near it that'll just bake the whole time. So this garage is just not good for tube heaters. I'm not gonna make an entire video installing this because this is we weren't supposed to make one about this tube heater. But you guys will see me put this in probably at the beginning of the Civic video that this one was supposed to go in. And on a double positive note, when I went out to the store to buy that thing, I found some pretty cool underlights for here. I told you guys that these cabinets had some pretty deep pockets. So I just picked up some like LED lights. They got this little remote. I honestly don't even need these things, but they're kind of cool. I figured we could take some really cool product shots under there one day. But like with the lights on, you don't notice them too much. So that's it. Learn it from me. Always take my reminders and my fuck-ups. I literally post me embarrassing myself doing stupidity like this so that you guys don't do stupidity like this. Don't be idiots and stay committed.
Safety first. Okay, this is a switch removal and the breaker is off, people. We good?